So it looks like the Hawk Tuah Girl has finally hit rock bottom. She's done. There's no room for her to come back. You know the saying, the 15 minutes of fame? Well, it's looking like the Hawk Tuah Girl's 15 minutes of fame is finally done. Well, you know what? I'll be nice, right? Because the Hawk Tuah Girl, she's definitely been in the game for, you know, at least 2 years plus. 2 years. So she definitely got some skin in the game. So instead of 15 minutes of fame, I'll be nice. I'll say her hour of fame is finally over. You know, the Hawk Tuah Girl, everybody knows her. She got famous off of saying,
"What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?"
You gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
pretty much getting famous for giving advice on how to suck cock. You know, gotta keep it PG rated over here. Kind of crazy because all she said is that you got to spit on the thing, right? And I don't know if you guys have ever had that type of experience, but for me, based off all my times of having it done to me, I don't do that, right? I don't do that. Let's just clear. I don't do that. Again, I don't do that. But all the experiences of it happening to me, spitting on that thing, it's a prerequisite. That's kind of common. That's a normality, right? You know, it's almost as if you're not spitting on it, are you really sucking anyways, right? She got famous off of that. I guess that shows a lot of people aren't really good at giving head. I don't know. But she got famous off that, and she blew up to an insane level, like superstardom overnight, off of just spitting on that thing. You know, she got a bunch of opportunities, you know, TV shows, deals, all that stuff. Blew all of it. Completely wasted all that. Like I don't even know how it's possible. All that down the drain, and instead she made a podcast that talked about absolutely nothing and fell off. And then after her podcast fell off, you know, I don't know how this happened. Maybe she needed more money. Maybe people came to her, but then she came up with the idea of launching a crypto coin. But as you can imagine, that crypto coin thing was a complete failure. It got rug pulled. You know, some people would say it's a scam. You ask me, Kreezy, I don't think it's a scam because there's no way in the 7 C's you would actually think giving money to a girl who gave advice about sucking cock was actually going to come up with some type of economic game-changing system to give people money. I don't think it was a scam. Honestly, I go as far to say that anybody that does a crypto coin, they're not scamming. That's just another way of donating, right? But anyways, she made the crypto coin. It got rug pulled. A bunch of people lost money. She was under fire, and you know she had to do this Twitter PR save relations thing. It was pretty much a failure. I'm not gonna lie. When she first started that Twitter live stream, I thought she was gonna somehow flip the script and she was gonna get out of this scot-free because you know she had some Indian guy on her team. She even had the stinky, musty, thank you come again Indian guy on her team. So it's like, how do you have that on your team and you still fail? You still flop. But yeah, somehow she still f***ed it up and didn't win MIA for like years on end. I actually think that was the last time we saw her. But just recently, she posted on social media She posted this on social media. And then as you guys can see right here, we already know what this is. I don't even gotta say what this is. We all know what this leads to. And then, you know, just based off her clothing, we know what this is. So she finally resorted to OnlyFans. You know, gotta clap it up. Gotta clap it up to her. Major respect for this. Because, you know, when she first... Because honestly, I feel like we all knew sooner or later she was gonna turn down the lane of or OnlyFans. Either or. One or the other. If it wasn't good, it was gonna be OnlyFans. If it wasn't OnlyFans, it was gonna be right. And like I said before, she got famous off giving sex advice. So it was only a matter of time before she switched over to the sex industry. You know, this isn't common sense. I don't think anyone's surprised. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna happen sooner or later. She got famous off of doing this sad thing, and you know, I don't know. Maybe people weren't clicking on the link. She posted multiple stories promoting the OnlyFans. Like, God, with different outfits too. So she's really trying to get as much attention as possible on the OnlyFans, right? And I don't know about you guys. I never been on OnlyFans. I don't have an account. Never paid for OnlyFans. I don't have the free account either. You know, because you know some of these girls do like my free OnlyFans. I don't even know how they're making money off that. But yeah, when I think of OnlyFans, I'm thinking of girls dropping pictures of news, or they're getting like donkey by some black guy who doesn't really care about them or anything. Anyways, I'm thinking that type of stuff is going to be on her OnlyFans, right? I'm thinking it's going to be her naked, her getting or maybe her spitting on that thing. But, you know, thankfully someone on Twitter kind of showed us what's on her OnlyFans, and she's selling feet pictures. Yo, this is insane. This is absolutely insane, bro. 2 videos of her selling feet for $10. Oh my God. This girl's selling her feet for $10. The fall off is insane, bro. This girl went from making millions of dollars doing podcasts and whatever else she was doing, the crypto coin, you know, like she probably made like multi-millions off the crypto coin. And now here she is resorting to $10 feet pics. This fall off, this might be the craziest fall off of all time. But don't get it twisted, because I already know a lot of guys, they simps, they horny, they get no action. I think a stat just came up. They said like 1 out of 3 guys aren't getting laid, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. She might be running the bag up off this, right? She might actually be making more money off this than the actual crypto coin thing, Bob Majiggy. But still, it's still a fall off in terms of relevancy, because, you know, a high class female, a classy female, you know, they don't got to go and sell their feet pics for $10 on OnlyFans, you know. They would do other things like podcasts. She had a podcast, but nobody was watching it. So she had to resort to OnlyFans. It's sad, a fall off. But like I said from the start, I knew it was going to come to this sooner or later. And, you know, I'll be nice. You know, she hopped in OnlyFans longer than I thought she would. Longer than it took. I thought she would be hopping in OnlyFans or the industry at least a year into her relevancy, but it took 2 or 3 years. So I'll give her that. I'll give her some respect. I mean, honestly, at this point, in today's day and age in society, I can't even blame the woman. I can't even blame these girls for going down such a path, right? Because the guys enforce it, right? The girls can do whatever they want, but it's really the guys that enforce it. It's the guys that are paying the money. It's the guys that are paying the $10. The guy's paying the $10 for the feet pics, you know? If the guy stopped paying the $10 for the feet pic, this wouldn't be a thing. If guys stopped paying for OnlyFans, it wouldn't be a thing. So I can't even blame these girls for doing it. I mean, being honest, like keeping it all the way 100 with you guys. I mean, hell, if I was a girl, I'd probably be on OnlyFans too.